When society decays, when moral filth surrounds us, we don't just stand it, we don't just point fingers at those who caused the mess. We pick up the tools and begin the cleanup. Because if we don't, the rot will consume us all. Our society is polluted, our values are contaminated, our systems are not working, and we cannot afford to fold our hands. Integrity Summit is a divine assignment, a platform to address the ills tearing our world apart. Our broken walls must be rebuilt, and there are agents like you choosing for this mission. Now is the time. Put on your headgear, wear your gloves, grab your shovels, take whatever tool you've been given, and let's clean up this society together. Because the plague of corruption, injustice, and moral failure will not stop until we act. Nigeria and nations beyond are ripe for this cleanup. No more complaints, no more empty activism. It is time to advocate, to labor, and to rebuild. Are you ready? Integrity Summit 4.0 is here. With carefully selected facilitators who will explore practical ways to restore the wealth of our nation. The mission starts now. Will you answer the call?
All right. Good morning. Good depends on where you're watching tonight's broadcast from. Welcome to Integrity Summit 4.0. Today is day 3, kickoff. Everything is ready for today, and I know you are set for an amazing time. But the way our tradition is, before we start, I would just want to lead in an opening prayer. So let's pray. Almighty Father, on this 3rd day of Integrity Summit 4, we invite your presence to lead us. You are the standard of all righteousness, and we seek your wisdom to walk in truth, both in private and public. Purify our hearts, remove every shadow of hypocrisy, and align our actions with your words. Strengthen our resolve, help us to choose honor over convenience and justice over compromise. Let every thought and idea shared today advance in our
Lady Gabriela, you're on.
All right, good evening, everyone. My name is Gabriela Ono, and I'm just going to briefly introduce our guest for tonight's streaming, ORUCHE Obiamara Precious. She's a dynamic young female leader dedicated to bridging gender divides and advocating for social justice, a passionate feminist and gender rights activist. She amplifies the voices of women and marginalized groups, challenging systemic inequalities with unwavering determination. Her fearless leadership in student unionism earned her the affectionate title, Mama P, a testament to her influential role as a change maker and advocate for fairness, known for her integrity and resilience. She stands out as a beacon of incorruptible leadership amongst her peers. Beyond activism, ORUCHE is deeply involved in multiple organizations promoting women's inclusion and empowerment. She is also a committed philanthropist, leveraging a platform to uplift vulnerable communities. Driven by an unrelenting zeal for progress, ORUCHE Obiamara Precious continues to inspire transformative change wherever she goes. We are deeply honored to welcome the distinguished Miss Precious ORUCHE, aka Mama P, to the third day of the Integrity Summit 4.0. Mama P, you have the floor now.
Okay. Is my sound clear? Just to confirm my sound. Is it clear? Can everybody hear me?
You are good, man. You are good.
Okay. Good evening, everyone.
I can hear you.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to be here. Not just as a guest, but as a fellow citizen that bears same burden as you. Burden for a better nation, a greater nation, a safer society, a nation where justice is a right and not a privilege. I'll start by telling a story of a young lady, about 19 years old, who saw her colleagues being harassed, her friends being harassed by local corrupt officials, and she decided to speak up, irrespective of the fact that she did not have money, she had no connection, she had no political title, but she had the boldness and the guts to stand her ground, post her truth online. And you know, in a matter of weeks, the the local corrupt authorities had to change, the council had to change their policy because she dared to say her truth. For today, permit me to read from what I've written down. I'll be going straight to the point so I don't bore us with plenty conversation. In this room today, the difference between you and that girl is her boldness, her choice to speak rather than stay silent. I remember when I was in Uniben, I took it upon myself to speak for women being abused, either by their husbands, their lecturers. I took it upon myself to hold their hands while they seek justice. And in no time, every man around my community knew that before you harass a woman, there's a Mama P that's going to stand beside or behind her. And there was sanity to an extent. Who's this person calling? I'm so sorry, that's a call. And there was sanity to an extent. Let's dive into the conversation for today. I have a question for those listening to me today. If Nigeria is to be healed, who is going to drive that force of healing? Who is going to lead? Who is going to rise and lead that force of healing? Who's going to do it? Are we depending on our fathers who are tired, our mothers who are already worn out? If it's not the youth, then who? Now, the Bible says in Ecclesiastes, I'm referencing the Bible because this is more like a church program, if I guess correctly. The Bible says in Ecclesiastes that remember now your Creator in the days of your youth. That's more than just worship. That is a call for responsibility. That is a call, that's a reminder that your youth age, you should put it to use and not let it go to waste. The Bible also says in Proverbs that you should speak up for those who cannot speak for themselves. Be a voice for the needy. Be a voice for the poor. These are it is a command and not even a plea. These are our responsibility. This is what we should do as youths of Nigeria. Let's understand the terms so we're on the same page. Activism is all about organized efforts to create change. Now, youth activism is organized efforts by young people to create change. I hope you're jotting down in case you have questions for later. Social justice means fairness, equity, equality, dignity for all, irrespective of tribe, irrespective of religion, irrespective of social class. So social justice and youth activism is like an organized effort of youth. So everybody can have dignity, can have fairness, can have equity, irrespective of who we are. Moving on, some persons feel, like my father, that activism is not a biblical term, is not a biblical word. I beg to differ. I told my dad that in the Bible, God urges us to speak out and stand and defend the poor. Jesus himself was a chief activist because you see him flipping tables in temples, you see him questioning authority that was extorting the poor. King Nathan challenged Nathan the prophet challenged King David. I jotted this down so I don't make a mistake. Challenged the prophet when things was going wrong. When David was doing something wrong, Nathan challenged him. Yes, the Good Samaritan is not, and there are so many other examples in the Bible. People who stand and dare to question authority when things were not going right. So believe me when I say that activism is biblical, yes, and should be carried out by every youth, regardless of religion, regardless of tribe, regardless of position, if we really want a better country. Challenges of youth in activism. You know, this part, I have to write this down so I don't explain overboard. The challenges are cumbersome. The challenges are heartbreaking. Is disheartening. The challenges are, if we start explaining it today, especially in a country like Nigeria, where lawlessness seems like the law, the challenges are just too much for youths and activism. Number one challenge is political repression and intimidation. You speak too loudly, you stand the risk of being harassed, you stand the risk of being arrested, even worst case, death. We all saw what happened at Lekki Toll Gate. We are all seeing what's going on. We're so worried. Where he was invited, he honored the invitation. He got there, but because he has spoken too loudly, he went with police officers to the front of the force headquarters to demand for better welfare, better retirement plan, and he was detained when invited. In the middle of the night, according to him, officers broke into his cell and broke his hands, denying him medical facility, as we heard today. These are challenges of activism in a country like Nigeria. You speak too loudly, there's going to be political intimidation and repression. Number two, economic hardship. You need finance, you need funds, you need support to aid activism. Yes, let me give you an instance. When you call for a movement now, something that will better the lives of everybody, you see limited crowd, not because they don't want to come out, but because they are busy looking for what they will eat. You see drivers telling you, oh, I wish I feel pack, but this motor na balance and carry, I need to balance today. So I think the poverty in Nigeria, I'm using Nigeria as a case study, is deliberate, so that the people they are so busy looking for a way to survive that they don't have time to even fight for their survival. So an economic hardship is part of the challenges we face as activists in Nigeria. Number three, disunity amongst the youth. We let politicians divide us. They divide us through religious line. They divide us through tribal line. You see, you come on social media, you see Igbos fighting the Yorubas fighting the Igbos, the Hausas fighting the Edos. Everywhere is scattered. These are instigated by politicians because they know that a united youth is a threat to their corruption. So they find a way to make all of us suspect each other. They find a way to take the peace that would have made us seek for change. Those are one of the challenges. Also here, I jotted down lack of mentorship and institutional support. These people don't want to mentor the younger generation because they know if they mentor the younger generation properly, these people we are going to take over from them. We will know what is right from what is wrong. And so they seize mentorship. The highest position you see youth getting in government portfolios is SAs and SSAs, more like slavery. I call it slavery. So they are just there to defend no matter the corruption found in their bosses. They have an obligation. They are there to defend. I don't know if we understand what I'm saying. This is like slavery. They don't let the youth exceed beyond that because they know that with right mentorship, these people will demand for what is their right and take over. So they deny us that. That is one of the challenges of youth in activism. Misinformation and media manipulation. Fake news can destroy trust, split movements, and make it easy for people to dismiss genuine causes. Now, it's not news that most of the media houses in Nigeria, as it is today, is owned by politically enlightened individuals. And these people tune narratives over time to favor their personal agendas. These people dispose news that are necessary, news that should be on the media. They make sure they don't air it so that the people are not aware, the people are not informed. It's just like the case of Natasha, where she was given justice. The Senate was asked to recall her. The Senate was asked to recall her. I'm sorry, a call is coming in. The Senate was asked to recall her. She was also fined 5 million naira for contempt because she wrote a satirical letter on Facebook. But do you know what the media did? Because they've been bought and they've been told to speak just one narrative. They made sure they published the 5 million naira fine across board and never published the order that the Senate should call her back. That is one of the challenges we face as activists, young activists in Nigeria: misinformation and media manipulation, apathy and short-term focus. Some persons want quick wins without long-term commitment, but lasting change is a marathon and not a sprint. Some persons want an immediate solution. Some persons want an immediate, they want to see the win immediately. I'll give you an example. The people who voted in the 2023 election, you hear them say, oh, because my preferred candidate, my choice candidate did not win this election, so therefore I'm not voting in 2027. Forgetting that change is a marathon and not a sprint. You must continually put effort. You must continually refuel your jets if you must get to that destination. If you think it's a sprint, you just want to do it once, you will never see change. We will never see change. And this mindset is a problem. It's one of the challenges we face as youth in activism. The role and responsibility of youth activism. What do we do in the face of these challenges? I've jotted down some points. We need to be the voice of the voiceless, as Proverbs 31 says it. We must stand for those who have no platform, no matter where we find ourselves. We must seek redress for those who cannot seek for it for themselves. We must stand and defend and distinguish what is right from what is wrong. We must decide. It is a choice. You must decide that in this, my community, I will be a voice. My voice will not be shut down. My voice will not be bought over. My voice will continually speak for those that cannot speak for themselves. We must demand accountability, no matter who that person is. We must demand accountability. Let me tell you something. When the people who we've put in offices know that those that have put them there are now wise enough to demand accountability, they will act better. No matter how corrupt or mischievous an official is, when they know they are being watched, they will act better. But when we are carefree and act like we don't care, have someone else fighting for us, this doesn't really concern me, these people will grow worse. And the effects will not just be on us, but our descendants. So we must always demand accountability from officials. We must educate and enlighten peers. Change begins in the mind. Seminars like this, programs like this are going to help a lot. You might think, oh, nobody's watching. You might think, oh, these people are not interested, but we don't know which one. We don't know which seed is going to yield fruit. We must begin to educate ourselves, must begin to enlighten other persons. Some persons are genuinely not aware. When you see them talk, sometimes I fall short in that aspect. Sometimes I get so angry and I feel like, don't you know the truth? Haven't you seen the truth? We must begin to retrain our minds to be able to educate others that do not know this truth. Yes. We must promote unity over division. No need saying it's my tribesman, so I'm going to speak. It's not my tribesperson, so I'm not going to speak. Be aware that the challenges you are facing in the South is the same challenges the person in the North is facing. The insecurity in the East is the same insecurity in the West. So we must begin now to promote peace and not division, because in unity we are going to achieve more. I'm trying to really round up my points fast. We must begin to build bridges and not fences. We need each other if This is going to work. If Nigeria is going to change, we need each other. We need the Hausa man. We need the Fulani. We need to know that the Fulani youth is different from the Fulani headsmen. No need vilifying one another. Instead, be a support system. Be strength to the next person. We need to lead by example. Integrity is the most powerful form of activism. People respect those who lead by example. There are certain things I do. I might not post on social media. I do it because I know that people might misunderstand my motives. People might misunderstand it and be discouraged. And so I try, even if I'm not perfect, to lead by example, because I know a lot of persons are behind me. So if you're a youth advocate, you plan to be a youth advocate or an activist, you need to lead by example. Wherever your name is mentioned, people need to know, oh, they try. Wait till they talk, they do am. Oh, they know they fit buy ammo. Now, who good did they support? These things have a way of not just creating light around you, shedding light on those around you. Yes, so we must lead by example. It is the greatest tool in activism. Leverage the digital tools. Social media is the weapon. Use it and spread the truth, not just hate. Yes, social media has its advantage and disadvantage. Let's say the fact. When they moved to ban social media, I was one of the persons who said, actually, social media, the disadvantage of social media at that time was so great. But we cannot underrate the effects of social media. It's no news that the big media houses, the big TV stations are owned by politicians and they tune narrative. But good news, they don't own the social media. So it's your choice to use social media to the advantage of the youth, to the advantage of the nation, to spread love, to spread truth, to spread facts and not hate and not lie. It's so funny when I see people, especially those abroad, sit down on their data, on their camera, and spew hate. Some tell you, oh, you are in my land, leave my land. You are not in the country, you are abroad, a black-skinned fellow, a citizen of another country, but from over there, you are spewing it in your, all because we have social media. In your country, you are creating division, you are creating malice, you are creating disunity, you are creating tension. We need to stop it. We need to start using social media as a tool for change, as a tool for truth, as a tool for justice and not hate. We need to serve in small local ways. Don't wait to lead a national movement. Start from your streets. Start from your church, start from your school, start from your class, start from your family. You don't need to be a Mama P to have probably 500,000 followers across social media. You don't need to be a Hida Dokubo. You don't need to be a Just Adetun. You don't need to be a Randy Peter. You don't need to be these people to be able to effect change. From your small circle, from where you are, start. Oftentimes, people meet me in marketplaces, different open spaces, and say, I really want to do what you do. I say, I started small. I was literally fighting for myself, not knowing I was fighting for everybody. I didn't plan to be an activist. No, I didn't. But I just always stood up against what is wrong and for what is right. And gradually, it became a lifestyle. This is a lifestyle. Anybody that knows me from way back to Uniben will know this is who she has been. She know the year word. She know they like Ojoro. She know go take bribe. This is what I've been. It has become a lifestyle because I started small. I didn't wait for the cameras to be on me before acting. I have been acting even when no one was watching. So I need you to start small. I need you to start in your little space. And from there, you will be shocked the amount of effects that your movement would create. Call to action. Let me be clear. Let me be very clear. I'm going to read this because I jotted it down. That we are the largest generation. Nigeria, as it is right now, has a population that 60% is below 30 years old. I'm going to say that again. The population of Nigeria, 60% is below 30 years old. If we lose it now, if we don't stand together as one to create a change, we are so going to hand this nation on a platter of gold to our oppressors. We must stand together in unity. We must stand together with strength and speak for this country. I'll say it again. We are the largest generation Nigeria has ever had. If we waste our voice, we waste our future. History is not written by those who watch. History is written by those who act. You must act now. Nigeria needs you as a country. You know, I did not want to attend to this program. I was making excuses. I was going to send a rep. And when the organizers reached out and explained it to me, I thought about it again. I said, what's better than speaking to minds of the youth? What's better than speaking to people who probably are not informed? What kind of activity is greater than I had to squeeze myself to be here. We must lend our voices, not inconvenience. In inconvenience, we must lend our voices. You must lend your voice. You must speak out. Yes. Take it as a point of duty to serve this nation. This is the greatest service you can give to your country. This is the greatest way to show you are patriotic, by speaking out, especially in these moments where injustice is the order of the day. Isaiah 1:17 says, learn to do right, seek justice, defend the oppressed, take up the cause of the fatherless, plead the cause of the widow. That is not just a suggestion, it is a command. This is something you must do. Even there's an Islam injunction that said, if you cannot change something with your action, change it with your words. If you cannot condemn something with your action, in Islam, I know this is a Christian space, but I know we have other persons watching. If you cannot change with action, change with your words. In this part of the country where at this point in time, if you change with your words, said they are going to come for you. Change with your mind. Continually swear for them. You know, those that know me knows I don't hesitate to call on the God of iron to suffer everybody who will not allow us have peace. That's on a lighter note. But continually speak, even in your mind, against the evil that is being done in this land, because it is your land. When your children ask you tomorrow, and what have you done? What did you do? You'll be proud to say, I gave my best. I was not just a spectator. I acted. I did this, I did that. I created a movement. I was part of this program. I was part of this forum. I was part of this organization. I made sure I reached out to those who were brutalized by police. I made sure I reached out to those who were victimized, protesters that were victimized by the police. I made sure I did this. I made sure I did that. Let there be record. Let your track record speak for you. That the children, our future, the children in our future will look back and be proud of you and be proud of what you've done. The choice is ours. We can decide to stay silent. We can decide to speak. We can decide to rise. As a person, I've chosen to rise in courage, in unity with fellow Nigerians to speak for a better nation. Thank you so much for listening. My name remains ORUCHE Precious, popularly known as Mama P. God bless. I'll take any question if there's any and answer to the best of my knowledge. Okay, I wouldn't know if they're here, if they can hear me.
Okay. The floor is open for anyone who wants to ask Mama P questions. So please, if you have questions, just drop them in the comment section very quickly, and we'll take them one after. We'll take them one after the other. The floor is open for anyone who wants to ask Mama P questions. So please, if you have questions, just drop them in the comment section very quickly, and we'll take them one after the other. All right, Ma, we have a question that just came in, and the question states, how can we continue speaking for others when they don't accept it? How can we continue speaking for others when they don't accept it?
Okay, thank you so much. When they don't accept it.
Your mic is muted, man.
Can you hear me now?
No, I
My
can't.
mic is on.
No, my side is
I can
clear.
hear you clearly. My side is on. Can I proceed?
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So you say, how can we continue speaking for others when they don't accept it? Like I said when I was talking that I didn't start by speaking for others. I was literally speaking for myself. And then along the line, found out that it also benefited others. Now, if you come with the mindset that you want to speak for, if you come with the mindset of speaking for others, you get overwhelmed, you get tired. Be aware that whatever you are doing, you are not just doing for others, you are doing for yourself, you are doing for children. I didn't have any reason to be at the Take It Back movement protests for the release of So Worried today, but tomorrow I might be the one there. He might come out and say, oh, he did not need me to be there because of political affiliation. He might come outside and say, oh, and not acknowledge me. But it doesn't matter. I didn't go there just because of him. I went there because of myself, because of the average Nigerian out there. So do not start speaking because you want to just speak for others. Speak because this thing is on a long-term stuff. It's not just for others, it's for you. Yes, whatever affects any Nigerian in the north affects you in the south, affects the other in the west. It is the same problem we face. It's not just for others. It's not just for others. It's for you. I don't know. Ah, God, my network. Jesus Christ.
You're on. Well, with you, you're on. You're good. You're good.
Can you people hear me?
Yes, clearly.
Christ.
We can hear you. If you can hear me, we can hear you.
Oh, God.
You're on, man. You're on. I can hear you clearly.
Oh, my God.
All right, we'll just give her.
Can you hear me?
Mama P will join us shortly. I think there was a little. Yes, I can hear you, man.
I can't
Can you hear me?
you anymore. Oh, yes, I can see myself now.
Can you hear me?
I cannot hear you, but I can see you. I don't know if you people can hear me.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Me?
Go ahead. We can hear you.
Okay, so as I was saying,
yes,
you need to realize that if you take it as though you are just speaking for someone or for some virtual people, for some persons out there, you will be overwhelmed. So take it as you're speaking for yourself, because trust me, it can be really discouraging. It can be so discouraging. I take, for instance, Edo State. I was one of the strong critics of the former governor, especially during the last election. I was speaking not just for myself. I was speaking for every Edo person. But a lot of persons, because of political affiliation, because of preference, based on their faiths, the people they prefer to be, they took it as though it was a personal vendetta. No, it was no vendetta. Whatever I was saying could be verified. I was saying was for the good of the full state. But some persons took it the other way. But did that discourage me? No, it didn't. In fact, if this current administration flops or does something negative, I will continually speak, because we deserve a better Edo. We deserve a better state. So you see, when you have that mindset that this activism, this speech I'm making is not just for some set of person, it's also for me. It lightens the burden, yes, and it gives you energy to speak more. I'll take the next question now.
Okay, the next question here is this. Many youths will want to advocate and speak out, but they are afraid. What should youths who have your kind of passion be doing in this time? That's one. then what do you have to say to youth who, because of immediate gains, support corrupt government officials? Do you believe we can come out of this situation, man?
Okay. The first question, many youths that wants to is if you are not scared, then you are not human, especially in a country like Nigeria, where the judiciary is a total flop. The judiciary is a total flop, where there's almost no law. The law is meant for the poor only, but we must dare to speak. I asked my dad one time, I said, why is there church everywhere and yet the crime rate is so high? He said something. He said, if there's church everywhere and the crime rate is like this, how about if there's no church? And that thing stuck in my head. If we've been talking and it's like this, what about if we stop talking? Stop talking because we are scared. Stop talking because they will harass us. Stop talking because they will so worry us. What will now happen to Nigeria? What will happen to the unborn children? What will happen to the upcoming teenagers? What will happen to Nigeria? Nigeria will fall. Nigeria will collapse. If they shut up the protesters the way they shut up National Assembly, I'll go again. If they succeed in shutting up protesters the way they shut up National Assembly, we are finished as a nation. The last hope, the last resort for Nigeria as a country is our voice. It is me and you. So you must dare to come outside. You must break that jinx, that fear. You must come outside and speak. Damn any consequence. One of the reasons why I went to end bad governance protest in Lagos was because of the oral festival that they brought to intimidate those intending to protest. I would have protested in Abuja because that was where I was at that point in time. But I saw the fear in Lagos. And I took a flight. That's the most expensive flight I've taken. It was about 205,000 naira. To and fro was about, let me say, approximately 450,000. Not first class. Normal. I had to look for that money, begged for that money, took a flight to Lagos and participated in that. And my presence there encouraged a lot of other youths. So I did that not because I wanted to show off, not because nobody knew the stress that brought me there, but because I wanted to instill confidence in the heart of protesters. We must be confident. Yes, we must call their bluffs. I used to say this: I'd rather be a rebel than a slave. I will rather be a rebel than a slave. So when next there's a call for movement, when next there's a call for solidarity, come outside, turn on your camera, yes, and speak like a youth, speak like a citizen and not a refugee. We must kill that spirit of fear. That is what they want to imbibe in us. They want everybody to be scared. They want nobody to question them. If they are able to achieve that, it is over for us. Trust me, law exists in Nigeria. And if you are within the frame of the law, if you are within the comfort of the law, nothing will happen to you. And even if something happens to you, you will come outside. You will come outside. Yes, and that is why you see activists these days, everybody's coming out for each other. Even if we are not in the same political party, we have different ideologies. We are all coming out. We are trying to form a coalition, trying to stand for each other because we know we are few. But with your voices, we will be many, and these people cannot do anything. The power in the people is greater than the people in power. They know, it's just that you don't know. The second question, that youths that take money for political gains, they will always be saboteurs. I see them as saboteurs. That's how I see it. It will not stop anytime soon. Yes, even amongst Jesus' disciples, there was a Judas. So there will always be betrayal. There will always be saboteur. But when we have more genuine voices, these people will not count. These people becomes irrelevant. Yes, even the people paying them will realize that their value has dropped. Their nuisance value has dropped. And you see, they will just fade out of the scene. We just need more genuine people to be able to flush out the fake ones. I hope this answered the question. I'll go for the next.
Okay, the next question we have here is from one of our viewers. It says, what is the most memorable moment you have had as Mama P, the youth activist?
Okay. Do I really think these things? I honestly do not think it, but every day is memorable to me. Okay, the last time I was really sick, I went to the hospital to check myself, and they said the doctor is the best. I was in Benin at the time, so I had to wait. I had to wait for him. In fact, my number was so far below. I angrily went on. I was like, what kind of doctor is this that don't have so many nurses? That don't have this. He had enough, but I was just nagging because the time my friend insisted that this is the person we will see. And I said, okay. So later in the evening, I grudgingly went back. And the moment I stepped inside his office, I was like the last person. The moment I stepped in, old fine doctor, smallish in size. He looked at me and he giggled and he said, "Oh, I watch you. You are that activist. I watch you online. I watch you. Oh my God!" And in that moment, I was just filled with this joy, unexplainable. And it was like, he said, our generation destroyed this country, but I know you will fix it. I know your generation will fix it. I know you people can do it. I watch it all the time. You know I'm jobless. Coming from a doctor of that class. He said, you know I'm jobless. So when I have time, I go on social media and I always watch you. He said, please, nurse, come in, return everything she has paid, money for card. He brought the cash from his drawer, gave it back to me, gave me all the drugs I needed, and gave me, oh my God. Can these people stop really calling me? Oh God. Can you people hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, you're back.
Oh my God.
Go ahead, man. We can hear you.
Can you hear me? Oh, Jesus. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. Can you see me?
I can go ahead.
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Okay. So he made sure he returned everything I had spent, gave me the drugs for free. There was just this, it wasn't money, but there was this satisfaction. I think that was, coming from somebody that everybody, looked up to, and I felt so good. And that same day, the only drug he didn't give to me was the one he did not have. But he wrote a prescription and said, please take it to the nearest pharmacy and get this particular drug. You also need it for the pains you are feeling. And I said, okay. I took the prescription and I was so happy. I was telling my friend, I eventually saw the doctor, see what happened. He announced me like a hero in the hospital. And, I felt so good. And then when I took the prescription to the pharmacy, Coca Pharmacy, those in Benin know is a known pharmacy. I went there and somebody else saw me. I said, that woman, oh, you do so well. Thank you for all you do. You have a voucher of 200K, shop anything you wanted because the pharmacy and the supermarket paid for the drug. And that whole day, I just sat down. It wasn't just the money. It was like you genuinely, you just see people who appreciate you. And I see that on a daily. I'd say I'm blessed. I'm blessed. I have a whole nation, trenches nation. Those people do not joke with me. If I as low as my perfume, they are ready to. They are just there. The support is just there. So every for me, when I wake up and I say good morning, trenches, and they respond, I feel fulfilled. I'm happy. That is all I want. I just know I'm being heard. Mind you, there was a time I wasn't being heard. I did not stop. I don't care if I'm being heard or not, but being heard gives me the sense of fulfillment every single day. So, but that particular doctor episode was really memorable, and I hold that to my grave. I'll go for the next question now.
Mama P, sorry, I was thrown out. This internet thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know if you're okay. I don't know if you have answered who inspires you the most in your activism journey. Have you answered that?
No, I have not. Who inspires me the most?
Okay.
Aisha Yusufu. Aisha Yusufu inspires me the most. That's one of my role models. I love Chimamanda Adichie. I love Obi Ezekwesili. I love some groups of women. I listen to them and I'm inspired afresh. I like Catherine Kuhlman. Yes. But Aisha Yusufu is my number one. Oh, mother. My mother is there, but inactive. My mom is quite stubborn. Whatever she wants, she does. Yes, I think I got that from
She
her.
goes for
You
it.
cannot intimidate my mom. You can
Wow.
never intimidate my mom. Yes, no matter, she has nothing. She's just a poor woman, but she has her guts. She has her rights. But Aisha Isufu, because of our region, how women are, how we know women, how we know what we know about how they treat women in her region. Yet seeing her to be a voice, a strong voice in activism, I doff my heart for her over and over. So she's one person I really, really, really do look up to.
Look up to. Okay. We want to
Yes.
keep you because I followed up your activity that you'll be very, very busy.
It's
I want to really, and the same thing I
thank you,
told
sir.
Peter yesterday. Everything God calls you to do, He also gives you support. He backs you up for it.
That's
So we are
true.
praying
That's
that God will back you up for what
true.
He
Amen.
has called you to do. The final question I just want you to uh, answer is: what other method or tool, you guys are out there, you take it out? I saw you in the field today. There's a field work to this advocacy and activism thing. Like, we can begin to deploy to do this thing. What do you think we can do?
My brother, let me not lie to you. As it is right now, the one tool that we must use is social media. You think when they wanted to ban social media, it was just because of the Ned Woko saga? No. The greatest tool we have right now that they fear is social media. We must use it. That is one tool. Let's not even digress and look for mountains elsewhere. You see this molehill that is here. It is very important. Social media, we must use it to its fullest. I can be here tweeting and someone in Japan is reading. I can be here doing a video and someone in UK is responding. Social media, there are organizations, foreign organizations that are now interested in Nigerian politics. And as much as that is not so good, but it is also good, for the layman. We must use social media. Canada the other day called Nigerian police an evil force. These things, it shows you that the world is watching. So we must use social media to its fullest. And your time is another tool. Giving your time, be available for movements. Like the movement for Sowore today. I just had to go when I saw the video that they were not much. But imagine if 1,000 youths, just imagine for a second that if everybody takes their time, keeps whatever activity they have for the day to come outside and agitate for one cause. Just imagine 1,000 youths in front of the EFCC office, 1,000 youths in front of the police headquarters. Imagine 10,000 youths in front of the National Assembly. Just imagine this country will change. This country will move from grass to grace in a blink. We can do it. Social media, our presence, our time, seminars like this to enlighten people are the tools we use. We don't need any other thing. We don't need guns. We don't need grenades. We just need our voice, our time, social media to amplify it. And you see, Nigeria, we attain the heights. We are praying it attains. I don't know if that answers the question.
Media is one of the if not one, not one, is even the most powerful tool
Most
today on
important,
earth.
yes.
Yeah, very powerful. But I don't know
Very.
why some of us because some people prefer to use it in a different form instead of using it to
Yeah,
fight
we must
the cause.
continually, like I said, we must continually do the right thing, and gradually it will just fade out the wrong. People will now go there and tell them, they see your mates. Can't you see what he's doing? You are a pastor like him. Why are you not organizing similar seminars? Why is it just crusade for money? Why are you not enlightening the youth? People gradually, it
Yeah.
just fits in. It just fits in. I told someone, so that was the day before yesterday night. I told her, I said, see, let's keep doing what we are doing. With time, people will just realize, oh, I think this is what we should be talking about. I think we should be talking about electoral reform. I think for this person to be on this topic and not be distracted by this, that means she knows what she's doing. I think we should join her. We need is a psychological warfare. We need to engage consistently, constantly to achieve results. So let's
All
not be
right.
discouraged.
Thank you so much, Mama P.
Thank
I
you,
don't know
sir.
if our media still have any question that came up maybe from those watching, but if they
I'll
don't
be
have,
glad to answer.
do we still have media? I have a lot of questions, but I just don't want to.
Just ask me. I'll give
Okay,
you grace for one or two.
okay, okay. Let me just put up some questions. The question I have is, what key social justice issues are Nigerian youth actively? I know you said it in your uh, speaking. What key social justice issues are Nigerian youth activists currently addressing? What are we really addressing in fighting for whatever? What are we really addressing? Because sometimes, like today, now you guys went for what would I call today's zone? Is it oppression against Showore? Uh-huh.
Yeah.
So, what are we really addressing? The other time was NSAS. That was first. If you look at the NSAS thing, it started by uh, police brutality, later government reforms and all
And
that.
bad
So
governance,
what?
yes.
Yeah. So what is it? Corruption? We are truly because you guys are in the forefront pushing this
Uh,
thing. Yeah. So
the
what are
way
we really
activism
addressing?
the way activism is, you cannot, what you are addressing might be different from what I am addressing. And
Okay.
what I am addressing can be different from what the next activist is addressing. My own my own my own my own agitations are not more important
True.
than the agitations
True.
of another person. Do you
True.
understand? So if you
Yeah.
say key, for me and a few persons I know the current agitation is electoral reform. We need electoral reform in
Mm,
this country. If these
mm.
people know that their mischievousness and corruption will be met by being sent back home by the voters, by the masses, they will do better. They will do better. So everything is tied around a good electoral commission. We need electoral reform. We need our votes to be transmitted. We need our votes to count. That is what we are fighting for right now. We need Mahmoud Yakubu to address us and tell us what caused the glitch. I don't know if you follow Randy Peters, you will see series and series of videos that he has talked about electoral
Yeah.
reform. We've even done a solidarity movement to the National Assembly. So the one key thing that we are pushing for now is electoral reform, so that the nonsense that happened in 2023 will not happen in 2027. We need electoral reform because there's no democracy if votes do not count. There is no democracy. People need to understand that we are no longer in democracy. If we are in democracy, votes will count. If you listen to what they were complaining about LASEC yesterday, that's the INEC in Lagos State. They said that police officers were sleeping, some are taking bribe, so they were doing all sorts in the governorship, in the local government and councillorship elections. Such news does not, I don't know, it does not, it stagnates a country. Such things stagnates a country. That is why everybody, anybody that has sense needs to add their voice to electoral reform. Electoral reform is the one key aspect, is the one key agitation that any right-thinking person should key into. Electoral reform. We need electoral reform. If the people are able to elect their leaders, the people will be able to question the leaders. Right now, who are you going to question? First of all, did you vote for him? That would be the first question. Did you vote for him? So that's it. We need electoral reform. And then to reform the judiciary. Oh, you said one key. To reform the judiciary. I asked somebody this question. I said, if the judiciary had told us that Tinubu did not win the election, in fact, if the judiciary had told Tinubu, you did not win this election, what would have happened? And I'm asking you now, what would have happened if the judiciary had said, with the evidence of ground, you lost this election? What would have happened? Nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing would have happened. Nothing. Heaven will not
Mm,
fall. So if we have a stable judiciary, we have judges who are true to their words. We have judges who respect rule of law. Nigeria will be in a better place. But I think it all starts from electoral reform. Electing, being able to vote, and your vote counts. That's where it starts. So that's the one key agitation I think activists are.
Okay, let me ask one more. This one just dropped in my spirit. How do we encourage political participation alongside youth activism?
Okay.
Yeah,
Political
because it's not
participation
enough for us to just
alongside
stay
youth
on this side
activism.
and um, and do all of this activism. If we don't get into positions, because
You need
yesterday I
to
had to
unite.
ask Peter. I said, yes, I
You
had to
need
ask
to.
him. The same thing I discussed with you one time. I said, positions will fall out of all of these things, whereby your leadership will be tested. And he said, yes, if a position come out
Yeah.
like that, he will be ready to serve. Because for us, we call it service. Yeah, it's
You need
service.
to.
So how
You
do
need.
we,
You need to
yeah, how
realize
do we
that
encourage? Yes,
politics is not cheap in Nigeria.
yes, true.
You
It's
need
true.
to realize that politics is not
Mm,
cheap in Nigeria. And if you are someone that is being, if you have people come together, maybe these big men to project you, if you allow them project you, they will seize your voice. That is the truth. That is what I think. Yes, I prefer the masses project you than you allow some set of people project you. I know what I'm saying because I've had people come to me not once, not twice to tell me, oh, we would like you to do this. Don't worry, we will sponsor. But these are people with questions, and I decline. I personally feel that youth participation in politics is very important because you cannot just be talking and talking and talking. You need to take the bull by the horn at some
yeah.
point in time. But have we gotten to that level where we can really come together? We did it. We did it in the last in the last presidential election. Youth came together and made sure that most of the persons who ran in
Labour Party, yeah.
under Labour Party got the ticket. So I think at this point we need to start tagging activists, them Aisha Yusufu, them just at the tune, these people, them Randy Peters. We need to start tagging you to say, okay, run for
Yeah.
office, we are behind you. We are going to be there. So far, when you get there, you don't forget us. Because if you look back now, the youth that we put there, they've forgotten us. The other one in Benin City, the other day, they come to APC. And we are wondering how you're
To
supposed to be there
represent,
to
yeah.
be different, or to represent us. But look at you now betraying, before our eyes. So, and I won't blame them. We
So
didn't know
it's
them.
true. We just
We
voted the
really didn't
party.
know them. We didn't know
Yeah.
their track record. We just voted the party, but we are
Okay.
more wiser now. I tell people that Nigerians are getting wiser by the day. There was a time when people go to polling units not knowing who is contesting. They just go there, say, oh, okay, which one? Put them here, take 1K, go house. But we've gotten to the point where people know who is contesting and, they want to know why they will vote for that person. Time will come where money will not even be taken. They will tell you, we don't need your money. The suffering is enough. So where we are right now in youth participation is knowing the people actually going. We can project and make them win. We have the number. I just said now that 60% of the population is under 30 years old. We can and we have social media. We can project and make them win. It's now to identify these people, speak to them, mass pressure them to contest and ensure they win. So that is it. That is what I feel should happen.
All right. Thank you so much, Mama P. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. We can't thank you enough.
Thank you.
One thing you need to know is that
Thank you.
we are watching you in your space. A lot of people are watching you, and they appreciate what you're doing. And I tell you, I tell you, the world is also watching. They're watching, and they see how you guys advocate for change. Societal ills. We just look for things that are not right in the society, and we look for people who also have integrity. It's not just to pick people. People who have integrity to speak on those things, because sometimes you can be talking about a thing, and such thing you're talking about, you are the abuser of it. So we look for these people to speak on these ills of society, so that society can be better. We just want to have your last statement so that we can round up.
Okay. Thank you so much. Let me first of all appreciate the house. I'd like to appreciate Integrity Summit 4.0 organizers. I would like to appreciate Trumpet House. God bless you all. Thank you for setting up such a beautiful program, a platform so people can come and learn. Even me myself, while speaking, I've learned, from the questions I've learned. I understand better. I just want to say that, please, Nigerian youths, everyone listening to me, please, the country needs you. The country needs you. Go to bed tonight with these words in your heart. Nigeria needs me. This nation needs my voice. This nation needs my time. This nation needs my energy. I shouldn't waste my youth's age. This the Bible verse that says, remember your creator in the times of youth, have made you understand now that it's not just about worship, it's about call for responsibility. It's a call for responsibility. This is your time to make a change. You can make a change. If I can do it, you can do it. I'm sure I'm making a change in my little space. You can make a change also. It's just for you to dare to be different. It's not so much, just dare to be different, dare to somebody. Oh, they will call you controversial. I won an award in my dinner nights in school, most controversial. I was always against whatever the public was going for. As long as it was not right, I'll stand separate. That was me. You can also do it. Please, I'm begging you. The harvest is plenty, but the laborers are few. We need more laborers. We need you. I need you. I need you to make a video. Tag me. Post it. I could make this last speech be so corporate, be so, posh, but this is a honest appeal from the bottom of my heart. Nigeria needs you now. You can imagine they're already contesting. They're already campaigning for 2027 election. Everybody has abandoned governance. Everybody has abandoned governance. We no longer talk about inflation. We no longer talk about police brutality. We're not talking about hunger. We're not talking about insecurity. We are now campaigning. It shouldn't be so. Well, let's prove to them that 2027, our voice will be there to use. Our vote will be there to use. I beg you and I pray that as we do that, God will continue to bless us.
Amen.
In Jesus' name.
Thank you so much, Mama P. Thank you. Thank you. We also want to thank you for honoring us with your presence, because I tell you, so many people you reach out to, I don't know what's going on. One of the things you must understand about leadership, or when you're in the forefront, is that people will come behind you to drag you. I tell people, if you don't want to be on top,
yes,
if that people behind will drag you. Okay, know that people will call you for help and all that. If you don't want to help, don't ask God to bless you. All right. So one of the blessings that Integrity Summit gives back is that, get ready. So many platforms, even global platforms, will begin to call you for this kind of interview. So get ready to speak and to make your voice heard. God bless you. Thank you so much, Mama P. We appreciate you. God bless you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
All right. I want to thank everyone for joining tonight. If your questions were not asked, please don't be angry. We needed the guest to go. I tried following her today and I saw that she was all out. So please don't be angry with us. We needed to just allow the guest to go. Tomorrow we'll be having another very powerful and strong activist. I don't want to say controversial. We'll be having Just Adetun tomorrow. It's going to be very, very, very powerful time. Please, let's note that all of these things we are learning in these platforms is for us to take this fire, this force, to our spheres of influence, starting from your own house. We must bring this fire to our own house. Let's every rot, every death, every filthiness we see in our society, let's begin to cleanse them. All right? You can't be trying to do something outside when your own house has not been cleansed. I pray that as we, imbibe some of these things we're learning here, God will help us to do the best for our families, for our society, for our nation, and even the globe. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. God bless you. We'll see you tomorrow by 8 p.m. the same time. God bless you. Bye-bye.
When society decays, when moral filth surrounds us, we don't just stand it, we don't just point fingers at those who caused the mess. We pick up the tools and begin the cleanup. Because if we don't, the rot will consume us all. Our society is polluted, our values are contaminated, our systems are not working, and we cannot afford to fold our hands. Integrity Summit is a divine assignment, a platform to address the ills tearing our world apart. Our broken walls must be rebuilt, and there are agents like you choosing for this mission. Now is the time. Put on your headgear, wear your gloves, grab your shovels, take whatever tool you've been given, and let's clean up this society together. Because the plague of corruption, injustice, and moral failure will not stop until we act. Nigeria and nations beyond are ripe for this cleanup. No more complaints, no more empty activism. It is time to advocate, to labor, and to rebuild. Are you ready? Integrity Summit 4.0 is here. With carefully selected facilitators who will explore practical ways to restore the world of our nation. The mission starts now. Will you answer the call?